Tamil saint Thiruvalluvar, whose exact date of life is not ascertained, was assumed to be around 100 BCE to 300 CE. His masterpiece work, Tirukural, is regarded as the most translated piece of the literature in the world. Few passages from this scripture are given below. Of all virtues summoned by ancient sages, the foremost are to share one's food and protect all living creatures. Not allowing a day to pass without doing some good work is a boulder that would block your passage on the path to rebirth. The highest principle is this: never knowingly harm anyone at any time in any way. If a man be his own guard, let him guard against rage. Left unguarded, his own wrath will annihilate him. Those who are free from vanity, vulgarity, and venomousness will prosper in deserving dignity. Of what avail is an outer appearance of saintliness if the mind suffers inwardly from knowledge of its sin? It is compassion that sustains the world's existence. The existence of those bereft of it is a burden to the earth. Pleasant words full of tenderness and devoid of deceit fall from the lips of virtuous men. Self-control will place one among the gods, while lack of it will lead to deepest darkness. It is said that all good things are natural to those who know their duty and walk the path of perfect goodness. Among the many precious things a man may acquire, none surpasses a nature free from envy towards all. Whatever you may fail to guard, guard well your tongue, for flawed speech unfailingly invokes anguish and hardship. Benevolent man considers himself poor only when he is unable to render his accustomed duty to humanity. Neglecting valuable advice, an ignorant man becomes the cause of his own misery. Just as the earth bears those who dig into her, it is best to bear with those who despise us. If men fathom what it means to have virtuous and wise friends, they will find the means to procure such friendships. It is disgraceful to be discourteous towards others, even to unfriendly fellows who treat you unjustly. A kindness done in the hour of need may itself be small, but in worth it exceeds the whole world. Nothing on earth is imperishable, excepting exalted glory which endures forever. A long and joyous life rewards those who remain firmly on the faultless path of Him who controls the five senses. Perfect men hold as good their own good character, they count no other goodness so genuinely good. Prosperous as his life may appear, unless a man measures well his wealth, it will disappear without a trace. Who is there who can conquer those who have relinquished all hostilities? It is because they are unaware of the joys of giving that hard-hearted men waste their wealth by hoarding it. Food, clothing, and such do not differ among many men. What distinguishes good men from others is modesty. Their families decrease and their vices increase when men, ensnared in sloth, do not put forth earnest effort. As a man's shadow follows his footsteps wherever he goes, even so will destruction pursue those who commit sinful deeds. All that you learn perfectly, and thereafter, keep your conduct worthy of that learning. Words from the lips of upright men are like a steadying stop in a slippery place. Give to the poor and become praiseworthy. Life offers no greater reward than this. They say law's greatness is this: it yields to good families, worldly happiness here, and heavenly bliss thereafter. Disparaging words are painful even when uttered in jest. Hence, knower of human nature are courteous even to enemies. A married woman is one who vigilantly guards herself, cares for her husband, and protects their unblemished reputation. Touch, taste, sight, smell, and hearing are the senses. He who controls these five magically controls the world. There is nothing too difficult for the man who consciously conceives and carefully executes his work. A fortune amassed by fraud may appear to prosper, but will all as soon perish altogether. It is the principle of the pure in heart never to injure others, even when they themselves have been hatefully injured. There is nothing too difficult for a man who, before he acts, deliberates with chosen friends and reflects privately. Let a man conquer by forbearance those who in their arrogance have wronged him. As the intense fire of the furnace refines gold to brilliance, so does the burning suffering of austerity purify the soul to the resplendence. Beware of leaving any work undone, remembering that the world abandons those who abandon their work unfinished. Perseverance generates prosperity, and the lack of it engenders poverty. Procrastination, forgetfulness, sloth, and sleep, these four shape the ship bearing those destined for ruin. The world has no use for those who have no use for resolute action, whatever other strengths they may possess. Respect is not just in words and behavior. We must respect others' viewpoints and wishes. Forbidden deeds, however well accomplished, inflict sorrow on those who seek after rather than shun them. Never indulge in admiring yourself. Never be drawn towards deeds that do not benefit others. Four traits define the true gentleman: a smiling face, a generous hand, a courteous demeanor, and kindly words. Humility is the strength of the strong, and the instrument the wise use to reform their foes. Elephants stand firm even when wounded by a barrage of arrows. Strong-willed men are not discouraged when they meet disaster. Weigh a man's merit and weigh his faults, then judge him according to the greater. As water changes according to the soil through which it flows, so a man assimilates the character of his associates. Virtue yields heaven's honor and earth's wealth. What is there then that is more fruitful for a man? Among those who stand outside virtue, there is no greater fool than he who stands with a lustful heart outside another's gate. What is truthfulness? It is speaking words which are totally free from harmful effects. Among though his every word is full of kindly virtue, a man's mean backbiting will betray an empty heart. Riches acquired by proper and judicious means in a manner that harms no one will bring both piety and pleasure. In the hands of a benevolent man, wealth is like a medicinal tree whose healing gifts help all. But the whole purpose of earning wealth and maintaining a home is to provide hospitality to guests. The mere sight of men who lust after wealth, caring nothing for renown, is a burden to the earth. Those who possess wisdom possess everything. Whatever others possess, without wisdom they have nothing. Wisdom will harness the mind, diverting it from wrong and directing it towards right. No fool is more foolish than one who eagerly expounds his learning to others while failing to follow it himself. Neglecting valuable advice, an ignorant man becomes the cause of his own misery. Doing what should not be done will bring ruin, and not doing what should be done will also bring ruin. Those who eat food harvested with their own hands will never beg and never refuse a beggar's outstretched paw.